Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you to Chapter 12 in my Human Revolution Give Me Deus Ex difficulty video walkthrough. And this one is entitled Peeling Back the Curtain. And it is another apt title, as we're going to be unveiling the bullshit of some politicians and their less than, moral goings-on behind the scenes. And this is obviously in the convention centre where we're going to be facing Taggart, I believe his name is, or Haggart. It's one of those fucking strange kind of names. And there are two options in this level, and it's completely down to your own discretion depending on what you want to do. If you want to explore and you want to hack and you want to ninja, you can sneak into his changing room and do it the hard way. Or you can do it the easy way by going towards the convention door like I just did and talking him down. Because this is extremely simple. All you have to do is follow the perception meter up in the top left there, that persuasion level. If you have this ability, this augment, and I assume you will have from early on because it's invaluable for conversations, and I just didn't buy it. I was proper mind farting on that one. It'll make it very simple, and this is an achievement too, so it's definitely worth going for it. And all you have to do is follow your instincts, follow what the screen says, and it's extremely simple. But he's a chatty man because he's a fucking politician and psychologist, so he does go on for quite some time. And it is interesting because you are learning different parts of the storyline, you are listening to different parts of the exposition, but it isn't exactly the most challenging prospect of the level. Especially considering if you go the other way, it is considerably more difficult because all of the security and the whatever the bodyguards are that are with him become hostile, they become your enemies. And it involves using air vents to get through hackable doors and going through all sorts of madness. You even climb on some ventilation systems later on where you're physically on the air vents themselves that are all stuck to the roof, and you can go along the pipes and things, and then you go out into a car park and you sneak out the back entrance, and it is very, very difficult compared to coming in a room and having a chat with some dude who loves the sound of his own voice. So this is by far the easiest strategy, and it's the one I selected, and believe it or not, I didn't do this the first time through, so this was all new to me. And right there, I should have gone alpha because he had the 3 bars on the screen saying he was in the alpha persuasion, but I picked omega because it had blinked earlier, so I think I kind of piss him off here. I think it doesn't go in my benefit, but I recover later on, and I drop a couple of bombs on him that definitely get him seeing my way. So here we go. I think I either do confront. What do I do? Am I going to do discredit or redirect? I'll go confront. No. I do discredit. I don't know. What do I do? Come on, dude. Pick! I'm not that slow at reading. I must have been having a slow day. There you go. We confronted him. And the best thing about this guy is his personality is definitely alpha with touches of omega. And the thing with alphas is they're very competitive, so if you bring them a challenge or you challenge them, they fire straight back. So we end up entrapping this guy by saying, by putting him in a situation where both ways he loses, because he can't back down because of his personality type, and if he does, he loses his credibility, and that's how you end up winning this conversation, by getting him to back down, because he doesn't want to risk being publicly humiliated, basically. So we get another option here, and it's telling us that he's in the beta mindset. Or beta, as some people say, and this is the one that really gets him, because Clint Eastwood puts on his pearly tones and starts getting all emotional, as if you've hit a nerve when really you couldn't give a flying fuck, but it works somehow, and the guy goes off on how he used to be a psychologist and how he's seen these signs before. So here he goes. He's going to start addressing the audience now, the rude bastard. As you know, I used to talk out my ass, and I still do. But here he goes trying to put his batshit logic on it. But at the same time, he's pretty much giving in. This is him waving his white flag because we've almost conquered his ideal. So what do? I really slam it home by going into the pheromone influence, and I smash him with the alpha, because this is when you set him up for the catch-22, and he just cannot win. So this is another conversation down. And then we can get into the actual challenging part of the level, because after this we're going to have to trace down an old acquaintance, trying to find a new serpent, a usurper of truth. and he's in a safe room in an apartment. And I've just remembered that he sets up a little trap inside it, which I'm going to talk about when we get there, but the main point is it involves a praxis kit. And I didn't go back and get it, so I could have had a praxis point I could have used, which is a bit annoying. But here he goes, he concedes the argument, and he takes us into the back area. And as Gary suggested, he wants to put a finger inside him, and then he goes down on him and he'll give him a Hollywood blockbuster contract. But there he goes walking away, and I actually get lost when I go into this back room because I've not done this section before, so all this is new content for me. And I end up going towards the completely wrong area, but I soon work out that the waypoint is pointing a different direction, and I soon follow suit. But just imagine these corridors, this stacked with guards and cameras, only they're hostile. That is kind of what you're faced with if you go the other way, and if you try and sneak into his changing room, because you are sneaking effectively through this area. Don't go down here. This is this is the only place that you see when you're sneaking about. And then I recall, that can't be the right place, so I back up on myself, and lo and behold, it's this door here. I just walked straight past it, so go past those dudes watching TV, and he's in this room. And he actually thanks you for not slandering him in the public, which is quite nice, because there's going to be a lovely smear campaign regardless, because we're painting him the bad guy. But, as always, when you enter a new room, make sure you check out as many stuff as you can, because you can rob them, and there's nothing better than pillaging and plundering. Also say the Vikings, but here's another conversation with him. I don't think you have the option to manipulate or too much choice. We'll soon find out. It's been a while. I say it's been a while since I played it. I played it earlier today, but as I've mentioned, my short-term memory is so shit, I can't even remember what I had for dinner. So here he is trying to defend his friend, and this is where we get the first of the truth bombs. It turns out that this guy who is well in on the Human Front's brother turns out to be one of the Human Front fundamentalists. So the plot thickens, as it often does. And we cross our arms, because when Clint Eastwood crosses his arms, people die. But yeah, I should have probably skipped this cutscene. I probably should have gone through the X's, and I could stop this commentary right now and take it out, but I don't know. There's sometimes, unless it goes full on into CGI or full on, full FMV, should I say, not CGI, that's the wrong term. I don't really see the point, but we get the smooth operator. I do believe we get the gift of silver tongue bonus, and now we know that we have to go and find this safe room at this address. So you want to walk all the way out of the convention center the exact same way that you came in, and we're going to be going to Ezekiel's apartment. And that is the first section of the level. If you've chosen to persuade Taggart to go into the back room, that you will come against an enemy that can be alerted, because there'll be a couple of wannabe gangsters that are at the safe house, the wannabe, Human Front fundamentalists, and so on. And for whatever reason, I was looking at my map then, I don't know why. But I try going out of the convention centre the wrong way. There's these two mean-looking fellas, and I think probably not the best way to go. There's this lovely little side entrance over here, so I cruise this way instead. And it's just a case of retracing your steps and going into the back alleys of Detroit and finding the apartment that we need to go to. And this apartment is not too challenging. The enemies are outside the room, and then Zeke's inside the room. And Zeke is a sneaky bastard, because he set up a trap that I mentioned earlier. And what it is there's a dead body on the floor, and there's a praxis kit in his hand. And if you go up and you pick it up, it sets off a concussion grenade, which alerts him, and he comes in and he kills you. And you can't see out on screen except for those ridiculous colours. So you just get your shit pushed in. But once you've subdued Zeke, if you go back, you can then pick up the praxis kit and you win. But I completely forgot to pick it up because I was in a rush to beat the game, so my bad really. And that guy there is a buddy of yours that you know from when you were on SWAT. And he's going to ask you to try and find a bomb, because there's some psycho that's had it in for the police. And it is a side quest. I do believe there's an achievement for it. But this guide is not about side quests. It's not for them. And I'm not going to do it. So I basically told him to fuck off. But right now is also a good opportunity to go to the limb clinic and reload on your Typhoons, on your protein bars, and on your praxis kits if you've got enough money for them. I'm probably going to go... No, I didn't even go to sell, did I? I'm going straight for the apartment, straight for the objective. So these back alleys all link up to different parts of Detroit. It's not the largest of areas. They made out it was going to be really, really big, but it isn't that much of a sandbox. It's enough to make it interesting, and it's not too much to make it overbearing, which is a very good balance, but it could have been a little bigger. It could have had a couple more side quests. I definitely wouldn't have complained. And there is DLC coming for this game, so I am definitely going to be doing guides for those. I am stoked for them. But once you've gone sneaky through all these little vents and through all these little hidey holes and what have you, drainage ditches, conduits, whatever the hell they are, if you come over here and you keep moving, this is the alleyway where the apartment is, and if you go up the fire escape it will do a lot of the work for you. And there is the jumping, grabbing the stairs trick you can do that skips out half the animation for climbing ladders. And we just make our way up here. So as soon as you open this door and you move into here, I would recommend saving and crouching. It's just saved for you, so don't save there. But if you crouch down, you will not alert these two idiots now. So what's going to happen is they're going to have a lovely conversation, and then they're going to move to the left. As soon as they move to the left, that's your cue to move. As long as you crouch, you'll get past them without incident, and then you can get to this door. And here is the flat where Zeke is. But Zeke is in the bathroom. That is the trap on the floor with that soldier, so be careful of him. And what happens here is, I subdue Zeke because I was trying to find where to go, and I couldn't for the life of me remember where the secret passage entrance button was. So I come in here, I use the cloak, he's too busy wondering what the hell just did that. I move the box to get into the bathroom, and the button for the secret chamber is behind the boxes in the bathroom, but I forget. It's behind those boxes there, so if you move them, it will open them up, then you can go through the door back into the room where Zeke was, and then you can go down without messing with him. What I do, though, is I can't quite remember what I'm doing, so I mess about for a bit, I look around, I can't see anything, I open that door to knock the boxes away, that alerts Zeke again, he's not too sure himself what's going on, it's like a scene from Poltergeist, and neither of us are getting anywhere very fast. But he's alarmed and I'm confused, so I go back out and I think, is there any other way here? Is there any buttons? I can't see any buttons. Does that do anything? That doesn't do anything, so fuck it, I'm going to take him out. Make sure you don't hold B or you will do a fatal execution and that will ruin the achievement. And then you can rob his body. You can go back through now and pick up the Praxis kit if you want to, but I completely forget, and instead I go back into the bathroom, I flick the switch and I go down into the safe room. And there's another stealth section when we go down to the safe room before we get to the guy we're looking for, but that's going to be entailed in the next video. And look at me, I'm completely stumped on what I'm doing. For some reason, I've just forgot that it's behind those boxes there, and I just don't click on. It's just one of those moments where you think, I'm sure there's a button you've got to press, I just can't remember where the bloody button is. And he's there, the guy with the Praxis kit, and I still don't go and pick it up. But I know it's in that bathroom, because why would there be anything in the bathroom? Why would this be such a place of importance if I can't interact with something? So I start trying to press the toilets and trying to press stuff, and I move the boxes, and lo and behold, there's the power button. So once you press that, the door will open to your left. There it is, there's the hidden chamber. And when you come down here, make sure you save and get ready to go ninja once more. And you can jump on this section to get past knocking the barrels, because the barrels do make a noise when you hit them, but instead I go into my cloak and I just rush past them. But this is effectively the end of the first part of this level, so thanks for watching, people, and as always, you take care now.